For centuries, sailors told stories about the kraken, a tentacled sea monster of enormous size, capable of dragging entire ships and sailors down into the depths of the ocean. However, the legendary creature was thought to have been a creature of Scandinavian myth for over 300 years. A myth created by the paranoid imagination of men who had spent too long at sea. A myth that later interpretations suggested was at least in part inspired by real sightings of the giant and colossal squids, species of deep ocean-dwelling squids which can grow over 30 feet in length. But now, discovery of fossils from millions of years ago have shown that a real-life giant octopus that truly fit the description of the kraken actually lurked deep in the ocean. The fossils also reveal that these leviathans were one of the most formidable predators that likely feasted on plesiosaurs and mosasaurs and possessed advanced intelligence. According to new research led by scientists from Japan's Hokkaido University, fossilized octopus jaws reveal that enormous octopuses growing up to 19 meters, more than 60 feet long, were top predators in the oceans during an era when dinosaurs ruled on land. Which means these supersized cephalopods resembling the legendary kraken would have been the largest marine animals of the Cretaceous period and may be the biggest invertebrates to ever live. Until now, the largest known invertebrate has been the modern giant squid. The findings are all the more remarkable because it's very difficult to study fossil octopuses as they lack bones, and most of their soft bodies often decompose before fossilization. Precious few hard parts, like their beak-like jaws, which are made of chitin, are left behind to fossilize but are harder to come by in the fossil record. Due to this, there are very few, very rare records about the octopus and their evolution, which has limited researchers' understanding of the development of these creatures and their habitats across time. So researchers luckily found some particularly large octopus fossil jaws inside Cretaceous-aged rocks in the islands of Hokkaido, Japan, and Canada's Vancouver Island. These fossilized rocks, called concretions, had formed on the seafloor and date back to the late Cretaceous period, about 72 million to 100 million years ago, when the Tyrannosaurus rex and Giganotosaurs roamed the earth. At first, the jaws appeared to belong to octopus-like creatures, but their precise classification and any details on their size in life and possible role in the ecosystem remained mysterious. But then a team of paleontologists took a look at 15 fossil cephalopod jaws to carefully measure them and compare them with those from other extinct and living octopus and squid species. They also used new special techniques to discover and document 12 more jaw fossils embedded in the rocks and analyzed how the beaks had worn down as the animals fed. The new technique they used is called digital fossil mining, and it was used to cut the concretions into thin slices layer by layer and photographed at each step. Then, with the aid of artificial intelligence, researchers created a detailed digital model of fossils too fragile to mine out using traditional methods. The results truly surprised the researchers as they discovered several octopus jaws that offered a window into the lives of these ancient animals. Considering work done in other species, archaeologists can also reconstruct quite a lot about evolutionary history simply based on the size and form of teeth. To that end, researchers used the dimensions of the jaw fossils to learn more about the octopuses. Initially, they thought the 27 cephalopods fossils were from 5 different extinct species, but the researchers later reassigned them as just 2, Nanemotuthis jelitski and the much larger Nanemotuthis haggardi. Based on comparisons with other cephalopod jaws, the creatures appeared to be early finned octopuses known as cerata. Today's finned octopuses, such as the Dumbo octopus, are deep-sea animals with webbing between their arms, as well as flapping fins on the other end of their body, while the other octopus suborder in Cerata, known as the finless octopuses, generally inhabit the coastal regions. Amazingly, one of the species of Nanemotuthis jelitski, analyzed during the study, is now also the oldest known fossil of a true octopus, extending the known range of these animals back by about 5 million years, and extending the range of the finned octopuses in particular back by 15 million years. While the largest species of the modern, living finned octopus measures at just 1.6 meters, the largest finless octopus measures about 4.8 meters in length, so their ancient relatives were clearly much larger. The largest lower jaw belonging to Nanemotuthis haggardi was about 50% bigger than that of the 12-meter-long modern giant squid, one of the largest cephalopods alive today. Researchers estimate that once you include Nanemotuthis haggardi's billowing umbrella of arms, it could have been between about 7 and 19 meters long. This means the animal may have been among the largest invertebrates in Earth's history. Nanemotutha's hagarty might have even rivaled or exceeded the size of the biggest marine predators in the ocean at the time, including giant sharks and huge reptiles like long-necked plesiosaurs and mosasaurs, carnivores with crocodile-like snouts that could reach 17 meters in length. Clues in the fossil jaws also suggest the octopuses were active predators and probably competed with these top-tier predators for a spot in the food chain. Octopuses are not simply biting predators. They also use long, flexible arms to capture prey and powerful jaws to process it. As their body size increases, their ability to control large prey with their arms and to process it with their jaws also increases. Increase in the overall jaw size also requires growth of the jaw muscles, which would have given very large individuals very strong bite forces. Long lateral walls were also found in the jaws fossils, which indicate that their muscles were large and powerful. This is surprising because for a long time soft-bodied mollusks were thought to sit much lower in the food chain. The new research, however, turns that idea on its head. Researchers also found chips, scratches, cracks, and areas of polishing on the jaws, the result of intensive wear due to repeated, forceful interaction with their prey. Such wear patterns strongly prove that these large octopuses with powerful bites had an unexpectedly aggressive feeding strategy and fed on prey with hard exoskeletons, including shrimp, bivalves, lobsters, and possibly other large marine animals, that would have worn away the jaw as they were crushed and eaten, leaving the marks behind. Modern octopuses that feed on tough prey like mollusks, crustaceans, and bony fish also show similar wear on their beaks, and those that eat softer foods do not. This evidence therefore suggests that the ancient octopuses were not just large versions of modern octopuses, but they also occupied a comparable place among the apex predators of the sea. With long, flexible arms and a formidable beak-like jaw capable of crushing the hard shells and bones of their prey, they were powerful and voracious predators that appear to have occupied the very top of the food chain. Given the large size of the prehistoric octopuses and the abundance of marine reptiles they would have shared the oceans with, researchers therefore believe that it is quite possible that their diets could have included animals like mosasaurs and plesiosaurs, as they were clearly capable of biting through the bone. Also present on the jaws were consistent wear patterns and damages, which showed that the larger adult individual's jaws were blunter with their edges more rounded than the smaller juvenile specimens. Interestingly, the right edges of the jaws were also more worn than the left edges in both species. The asymmetry of the wear patterns on the jaw thus suggests an indication of advanced intelligence in the octopuses. The asymmetric loss of the jaw edges shows that these animals were also engaging in lateralized behavior, meaning they were favoring one side of the beak more than the other. Lateralized behavior has been linked to highly developed brain and cognition in various animals, including humans and modern octopuses. The find from the fossils could be evidence that even this early in their evolution, octopuses already had fairly well-developed brain and were remarkably smart creatures. Modern octopuses are intelligent, flexible, and extraordinary animals, and this study clearly proves that their uniqueness has deep evolutionary roots. While the estimated size of 19 meters certainly makes the colossal octopus one of the biggest invertebrates to ever live, it should also be noted that since there are incomplete remains and the researchers had to go off fossil jaw bones alone, it's possible Nanemotuthes was a bit smaller. But there is no doubt that these animals ranged among the top predators, and future findings may help determine these beasts' precise ecological roles. The discovery not only provides the evidence for ancient colossal octopuses, but it also paints a vivid picture of the ocean ecosystem of the late Cretaceous. It shows that the ancient marine ecosystems were far more complex and had a wider range of large and hungry predators than previously thought. For a long time, the top of the marine food web has been thought to be dominated by large vertebrates, but the new study shows that giant invertebrates, octopuses, also occupied that role in the Cretaceous.